Warning alert day in effect later on this evening through the overnight hours and into tomorrow for those slippery travel conditions due to some freezing rain. Take a look at this. We've got a winter weather advisory in effect for our entire viewing area, and this goes into effect through Friday at lunchtime. Again, the moisture is going to kick out of here pretty quickly on Friday, but if you're heading out early for the morning drive, it will be a little slick out there. Could also be slick later on this afternoon, this evening, depending on the timing of that changeover with that colder air where it could get close to the surface. That wintry mix, that freezing rain again does look likely, and that will lead to some slippery road conditions. So we'll keep an eye on that later on today, but just be careful. Give yourself some extra time as you're hitting the road later on coming home from work. Caitlin, back. That goes into effect later this afternoon, this evening, and through tomorrow. Now, the main story, again, that changeover from rain to freezing rain. We'll also see a little bit of sleet and some snow mixed in up north as well. But by later this afternoon into this evening, from north to south, mainly changing over to freezing rain. And that's going to lead to some slick travel conditions. Again, we talk about how freezing rain is the most dangerous of those winter precipitation types because it falls as rain, but then freezes once it hits the ground. So that could make travel a little bit difficult later tonight into tomorrow. So take it easy out there. When it comes to today, it's quiet and dry for this morning. The morning drive's good. Cloudy skies. As we get closer to midday, that's when we'll start to see the rain move in from south to north, middle 30s by lunchtime, upper 30s for highs this afternoon. And you can see with those temperatures above freezing, mainly rain for the first couple hours as we go throughout the afternoon. But then those temperatures drop, some colder air works in closer to the surface. That's from the north later on this evening, and that's going to lead to that changeover again from rain to more of that wintry mix. Average high for this time of the year is 41 degrees, so we're going to be just below that today and tomorrow. Then the temperatures go up, and we'll even see some drier weather, more of that sunshine after a decent day yesterday. We're looking great for Monday, Tuesday, highs up near 60. I'll give you a look at that full 7-day planner coming up in just a couple minutes. Back to you. Night right now as we start off this Thursday morning. It's currently 27 degrees on that CDPHP first warning weather cam. It's quiet and dry, dark and early. Not many cars out to start off the day. And as you're heading out for the morning drive, it's going to be quiet. We've got lots of clouds out there, but it will also be dry. Here's a look at that satellite and radar. And you can see we've got more of that ray just off to our south, kind of clipping parts of southern central New York. They are pushing through eastern Pennsylvania, approaching New York City. Now, this is going to get closer to us as we get closer to midday, initially seeing shower chances for our southern counties and then spreading across the rest of the area through this evening and into tonight. And that's when we'll see those temperatures drop at the surface, and we'll see that colder air work in. That'll lead to a changeover from rain to more of that wintry mix. For now, temperatures are mainly below freezing, so look out for some icy spots out there. Again, any of that melting from yesterday will be frozen this morning, any of that standing water, so it could be slick. 24 at Edinburgh, 24 Saratoga Springs, 28 in Rensselaer, Steventown at 25, Claverick at 29 degrees. Hour by hour heading into the afternoon. We're going to be up around 37, 38 degrees in the metro area, and then temperatures will drop off with some colder air working in from the north, and that's going to lead to that changeover later this evening. So hour by hour forecast, you can see thickening clouds throughout this morning, but generally through 8 to 9 a.m., most of us are dry, starting to see those rain showers push into those southern counties as we get closer to 9 a.m. and then closer to noon, 1 o'clock. This is when we'll start to see that rain increase from south to north and then spread across the region heading into the afternoon and the evening hours. Notice initially, we're starting off with all rain, but then we start to see this pink flare up here, and that's where we'll see more of that wintry mix. That's going to be the case as we go throughout the evening and the overnight hours, as we see some colder air working closer to the surface. Will fall as rain, but it will actually freeze on contact with the ground. So freezing rain is going to be the biggest issue. You can see all that pink there, even the potential for some sleet and some snow up north as well, but freezing rain is the biggest concern. This continues overnight into the early morning hours Friday, but as we get closer to 6, 7 o'clock, it's out of here, and then we're just mostly cloudy by 8, 9 a.m. in the morning, but still will be enough to make things slick for the morning drive tomorrow and maybe for your drive home later on today, depending on that timing. Overall, expecting anywhere from a light glaze, about 1/10 of an inch of ice, to close to 1/4 of an inch. Again, this particular model picking up on some of those higher spots there in western Albany County, Helderbergs, Catskills, Berkshires as well. And in some of these spots, there will be the potential for a few isolated power outages. A lot of melting out there yesterday with the bright sunshine and the warmer temperatures. That means any of that leftover standing water is going to be frozen this morning. So I did see some slippery spots in the parking lot just leaving my house, the driveway this morning. So look out for some of those icy spots as well. 27 Johnstown, 18 Pasico, 22 Ballston Spa, 27 Albany, 25 in Kinderhook, Grafton as well. Here's what we're tracking on the satellite and radar. Just some clouds streaming in for now, but as we get closer to midday, we'll start to see this rain that's off to our south start to push into our area from south to north, expanding this evening. And as we see some colder air get locked in closer to the surface, that means that rain that falls is going to freeze once it hits the ground. So freezing rain is what we're talking about later on tonight and into tomorrow morning. That's going to lead to some slick conditions. So hour-by-hour forecast for today. Quieter this morning with lots of clouds. Then we'll see rain transitioning over to that mix by the evening. High temperatures will top out in the upper 30s before falling later on today close to the surface. Caitlin, back to you.